Hello crafters, I'm Jan B and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card. I've been looking at ideas of different cards I could make using the patterned designs from the Graceful glass 6" by 6" design and vellum packs, how I could use those, and this is the second project that I've come up with. This card I've made using Cherry Cobbler, and for the video I'm going to be using Flirty Flamingo, and I've chosen a lighter colour so that I could see the difference between the two, and I think Flirty Flamingo is a really nice colour. So to start off with, I'll tell you the card pieces that you're going to need. A card base which measures 8 1/4 inches by 5 3/4 inches, scored and folded at 4 1/8 inches, which is 21 by 14.5 centimetres, scored and folded at 10.5, and then a piece of the vellum which measures 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/4 inches, which is 10.5 by 14.5 centimetres, and then a piece of Whisper White which measures 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/2 inches, which is 10 by 14 centimetres. A piece of Flirty Flamingo, that's because I was going to use Coastal Cabana. Flirty Flamingo which measures 3 1/4 inches by 5 inches, which is 8.2 by 12.7 centimetres. Whisper White which measures 3 1/8 inches by 4 7/8 inches, which is 7.9 by 12.4 centimetres. And as I was talking I could see a pencil mark on there, so let me just remove that. Let's just make sure that I haven't left any others lying around. There won't be any on that, I don't think. No. Oh, so there it is. There we go. Right, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to adhere the vellum onto my cardstock, and what I'm going to use, want it that way or that way. I like up because I always feel up is the only way to go. So I'm going to use it like this, but what I'll do is I'm just going to put a little dot of Tombow on little areas where either lines meet or cross each other, and I will just try and do 2 dots on all 4 sides, but I'm not going to worry about the centre bit. As long as the sides are adhered down safely, then it will be fine. Just do a second line of them along there. It's very difficult to adhere vellum down without the glue being visible. It can be done, and I'll show you whether I succeed or not with this. Okay, so I'm only doing it now and again, not long lines of it. I think I just put my finger in that. Can't see it smudged anywhere though. Right, okay, so as you put this down, try not to smudge the Tombow, otherwise if it is visible, you see a smudge underneath rather than just a dot. There we go. Okay, can't see any dots there at all. Oh, there's one. There's a big one. That's because I came off the black lines. Now that will stay visible. I wonder if I could tilt that the other way to cover it up. Not really. Mind you, it's a bit less visible that way, isn't it? I might do that. and there's actually one there as well. So if you keep it so that it's behind the black lines, it's hardly visible at all. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do my flower. The stamp set I'm using is Bunch of Blossoms, and I'm going to be using Today is the Perfect Day to Be Happy. I love that sentiment. The flower, I'm going to use these 3 stamps, so this is 3-step stamping. For the leaves, there's 2 of them, I'm going to be using those 2. I'm not using the outline of it. The stem, I'm using this one, and the random background is this stamp here. Okay, so I'll use Stazon for the flower, and what I'm going to do, the first one, I am going to make it face that point and about 1.5 inches away. If I do it like that, then I know that it's going to fit onto my card more or less in the position it needs to be. Okay, that's good. Now for the 2-step stamping, I need a sheet of paper because I'm going to stamp off this one. So this is Flirty Flamingo. This is a colour, a returning colour, because it wasn't in colour last year. One of the things I love about stamping up 2 3-step stamps, they are so easy to line up. There we go, beautiful. I didn't tell you, did I, that the colour that I used on this one is Cherry Cobbler and Granny Apple Green, which is what I'll be using for this one as well. Right, now to do the other 2 flowers, I need to mask this one off. So I've already made myself a mask with Post-it note. So I'm going to put that into place. Now, let me just show you the bits I'm aiming for, because I'm not going to use 3 complete petals. Let's turn it over for you, it's going to be that way. Right, now when I stamp on this side here, where this is like, you can see a valley there, in that valley, that's where I'm going to line it up onto there, so I will lose that much of the petal, all of that over there. And then when I come to layer it on the other side, there's a short sharp hill there, and just as that comes down the side, that's where I'm going to be stamping over the top of this one. So I will lose that much of the petal. Okay, so oops, let's turn that, let's get it a little bit closer to me. Yep, just check the screen to make sure you can still see it. Right, and the other thing, sorry, that you've got to pay attention to is the base of the petal. It's got to go towards this one. Let me show you here. You see how the 3 are very close together, so that I can get the stem in there. Okay, so that's where the sharp hill is, as it goes down to the valley, and with that over there. Right, this is what I need first. I'm just having a look. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So the 4th one you can just about see. So that's that one that's That's a much easier way to explain it. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, that line there, very close to the mask there. And then on that one I've got 3. So the third line, counting from this side, is right close to that edge. So coming down the valley, the third one is on there, and make sure the base is coming over. There we go, that's alright. Now I'm going to do the Flirty Flamingo. Stamp off first. And then this one. Oh, stamp off first. Right, you may notice that when I did this one, I had quite a lot of gap there. I obviously didn't press hard enough on there, but because there are white bits in the stamp anyway, it really isn't going to make much difference. So this one I'm doing a full stamp. Just make sure I press it harder this time. That's better. It would notice if I left it all white there without any ink in it. Okay, so that's the flowers done. Now I'm going to leave the mask there because you can see the length of the stem and you can see the length of the actual stamp. And one end of this stamp, oh that end, right, that end there, it tapers down quite a lot, so I don't want that to be visible. I'm going to ink this up and stamp round about where my finger is so that it's at the bottom here. That's why I'm leaving my mask on, so that green bit goes up the top there. And then once I've done, I'm going to redo it because this end tapers in a little bit, not too much, but it tapers in enough so that I can stamp that one over that and it works out fine. It goes a bit darker, but with all the light and dark that's going on there, it doesn't show. So let me bring the Granny Apple Green in. Right, and I want it so, in fact I've come further down with this one. I'm just checking where I want my stem to come down because I want it to come down here. I don't want it to be going off. Okay. And when you do this, don't do what I've just done and allow your stamp, your block to go into the ink, because if you do that it's very easy to get that green onto somewhere else. Right, now I'm moving my stamp right up. Can you see that? There we go. Now I'm going to do it again and do it like that. Now, without rocking it, without letting the block go into the ink. And then I'm bringing that little thin bit up, just lining it up as if it was a two-step stamp. There we go. You wouldn't ever know, would you? So let me just reveal the flower. There we go. Oh, is that ink? Must be. Disappointing. Never mind. But otherwise the flower looks beautiful. So now I'm going to do a couple of leaves. This one and this. And there is an outline leaf that goes with this, which I used on this card here. But I didn't like it. I wished I hadn't done it because it would have looked better without, because this doesn't have a frame round it, an outline round it. If I had a steady hand, I would draw a very fine black line either side, but I don't have a steady hand, so I'll leave it. But that explains why I'm not using the outline on the leaf, and I am going to stamp this off as well. This is the first stamp. Just going to turn it at an angle, a better angle than what I've done there. That's more like it. I don't mind that it comes off my paper. And this is going to be a little way down from there, but just leave me enough room to put my sentiment on. Oh, I forgot to stamp off that, didn't I? What a nuisance. Let's see what this looks like if I do it on top full strength. If it's okay, then I'll go over the other one, I think. Let's hope this comes up really nice and dark. Not terribly, but you can see something there. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over this. Can I get it lined up perfectly again? I think I'll stamp off once, a little bit, and then go over it again. Where's the base of it? There. Oh, that's a lot better. Okay, now I can do my dark one. I'm not going to restart the video or restart this or anything, because it's a good thing for you to see. Although it's an accident, at least you can see what it's like if you use a full strength leaf there, rather than stamping off like I should have done. There we go, that's good. By the time that's dry, that's going to be absolutely perfect. Now I'm going to put my sentiment on, and I'm going to use Flirty Flamingo. I don't think I want that again for a moment. I'm just going to line it up down here. In fact, no, I'm going to bring this closer to me, aren't I? At least give myself a fighting chance. Right, here we go. There we go. This really is a very pretty colour. I do ignore it quite a lot, I have to say. Right, now I need Sahara sand, because I'm going to do the, what I call the background stamp there. You can have a look now, see whether you prefer it like this for yourself. In fact, let me just show you what that would look like, just in case you're thinking, don't really know that I need that. So let me just put that on there. Okay. So that's what it would look like if you didn't put a background to it. I think it does personally, but we're not all the same, fortunately. That's why we see so many different designs on things, which is half the beauty of card making. So I just do a few of these randomly. Oh, can I? Might come back to that. See if I can stamp one over. Cover up that little black bit. Now, shall I? I'm going to go for it. Well, I got it. Not sure that it's actually made it disappear, but there we go. So just one more down here, I think. And there we go. Don't think I want to do any more, do I? No. I know me, I keep going and keep going and keep going, and sometimes I finish up thinking, oh, I wished I'd stopped. Right, so let's get our card put together now. And I will just stamp one petal on the inside of the card. There we go, that's that. Now that's going to go on there as with dimensionals. This is going to be adhered inside. There we go. Get some dimensionals. I'm going to use some large ones, I think. Oh, I said I wanted to try and cover that bit up, didn't I? So let's see if I can. I think that's probably all of them now. I should have tested this before I put the dimensionals on them. And there we go. I think that's close enough. I don't think anybody will notice. I did get some coloured gems out. I don't know whether the colour will go with this or not. No, that won't. That won't. Oh, that's a shame. These are really beautiful. Share What You Love artisan pearls. As you say, I've used quite a lot. Oops. No. Go back. Oh, I'll sort you out in a minute. There you go. Right, there we go. That's today's project. I hope you like it, and I hope you give it a try. If you don't use this idea, maybe it's given you an idea of how to use your background papers from the Graceful Glass Designer Vellum. So there we go. If you have any questions, please leave them in the box below the video. I'm always very happy to help you. If you'd like to purchase any of the products that I featured here today, there'll be a link to my 24/7 Stampin' Up shop in the box below, together with a list of all the products that I've used and all the sizes. If you've enjoyed my video and like to be notified each time I upload a new one, please subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Also, if you've enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. And I think that's... oh no, the other thing I wanted to say to you is I have a Facebook group for crafters to share their projects. A lot of people send me their cards that they make. More often than not, it's when they've done something based on what I've inspired them to do. But a lot of the time it is also cards that they have made. And I just feel that it's such a shame that only I get to see them. So I've set up the group for all crafters to join. It doesn't matter whether you use Stampin' Up products or not. You're still very welcome to join, to share your projects and to share ours too. Oh, by the way, it's called... what do I call it? Jambee's Happy Crafting. I'll put a link in the box below as well, but I'd love to see you over there. Many thanks for joining me today. Until next time, happy crafting. Cheerio.